Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to reset your password using the command line for Windows 10 or Windows 11 if you've forgotten the local password. Keep watching to find out how. Okay, so in today's video we're taking a look at how to reset your local password on Windows 10 or Windows 11 devices without using any software, just using command line utilities. Pretty straightforward, don't need any software, don't need any downloads. All you need to do is probably copy and paste the information which is going to be in the video description, so do check that out as well. And obviously, if you're using a Microsoft account, this will not work for you. You do need to do that through the Microsoft Store or through Microsoft.com, etc, etc. This is purely for local accounts, be it either user or admin level. So if maybe you've bought a new PC and you don't know the password, or maybe you've just gotten sick and you've forgotten your password, much like I have today, then maybe this might be just the thing for you. So let's get on with it. So this is my Windows test setup. And I have a username, mubtest, and I have a password, which I'm not entirely sure what it is. I did set this up beginning of the week, got ill, got a little bit sick, and completely forgotten what it was. So the one I think it was going to be, no, doesn't work at all. So what we're going to want to do is to access the command line. Now, in order to be able to do this, we need to press and hold the left shift key on your keyboard. So press and hold that, which I've done now, and over in the bottom right hand corner, on power, choose restart. Keep on holding the left shift key, and we want to keep on holding it until you see the blue screen come up for the diagnostics, which you'll see shortly. So now you can see it says please wait at the bottom, so that means it's going into the kind of safe mode boot. And now the blue screen has come up, so you can obviously release the shift key. So what we want to do is go into troubleshoot and go into advanced options, and we want to go into command prompt. Now at this point we want to find our Windows installation on our C drive. So in order to do that, you may or may not be on the C drive. So you can try doing C, then do dir, and you can see there is our Windows directory. Now if yours isn't in the C drive, Windows sometimes does this, you can just change that to D, then do dir, and see if you can find it. Basically go through your drive letters. Sometimes the USB drives will take up a couple of drive letters, but essentially what we want is our Windows directory and drive. So let's change back to our C drive, dir, so yeah, we know Windows is there. So type in cd Windows, so that's going to change into our Windows directory. And the actual folder we need in here is the system32. So again, cd and a space, system, if I could spell it, 32, press enter. And this is now in the right folder. So this is system32. Be careful in here, any damages you make could be catastrophic. But what we're going to do, we actually want to rename one of the files which Windows uses. So when you try to log into Windows, you have the option of turning on the accessibility features. So what we're going to do is going to head over and actually change that file so that it points to the command line, which is pretty easy to do. All we need to do is type in ren for rename, then type in utilman, which is the utility manager for those accessibility features. So rename utilman.exe, and we want to change it to a different file name so it doesn't get disrupted. So we're going to call it utilman1.exe, and then you can press enter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of trick Windows into running the command line when it's trying to use utilman. Now in order to do that, we're going to use the rename command again, and we're going to rename cmd.exe, which is the command line tool, and we're going to call it utilman.exe. Hence why we've changed the previous one, because we're going to make room for this new file. Press enter. And there we go. So now what we want to do is to reboot back into Windows. So type in exit, and we'll do continue. Now you may at this point need to reboot your PC entirely. This may or may not work first time. So now we're at our login screen. So go down to the bottom right hand corner where you've got your accessibility logo there. Click on that. And instead of bringing up accessibility, it now brings up our command line, which normally you wouldn't be able to access. So what we want to do now is to actually reset the local password. Now in order to do that, there is utility. So type in control, then a space, then user password, or password, sorry, 2, and then you can press enter. And there we go. So now we can get hold of our user accounts, and we can see that there is our mud test, which is the one we actually want to do. And you can choose reset password. So in here you can either type in a new password if you want to, or just leave it blank. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to leave it blank for the sake of the video. So just click OK, press OK, and now you can just click on the arrow here for submit, because we've removed the password and we should log into our desktop. And there we go. We are back to our Windows desktop. Now, really, you do want to actually go back in and actually rename those files as they were. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in, going to press the shift key, and we're going to go back into safe mode. So press and hold the left shift key, click on your Windows icon and power, and do restart. Keep on holding that left shift key to access safe mode. Keep on holding the left shift key until the blue screen appears. And there we go. So now we're going to basically undo what we've just done. So we're going to go into troubleshooting again, and advanced options, into the command prompt. Again, we want to find our Windows directory. So change it to C and do dir, just to make sure we're in the right place. Yes, we are. So we can see there is our Windows folder. So we want to do change directory Windows, and then cd system32. And now we need to rename the files back, but in this order. So we're going to type in ren for rename, and we're going to do utilman.exe, and we're going to call it command.exe, because that is what it was originally. And then we can rename utilman1.exe, and just call it utilman.exe, which is the original file name. Press enter, and that is pretty much it. So now we can exit and continue back into Windows, and everything should work as normal. And there we go. We're back into Windows, everything is working, and obviously because we've now reset the password, it's going to boot straight into Windows 11 or Windows 10, whichever your choice may be. If you want to actually go in and set up a password again, you can just go into your user profile and add a new password as you would normally. So there you go, pretty straightforward and easy to follow. Don't forget, if you're getting a little bit stuck or anything, or you're not too sure, or it's gone a bit too fast on the video, you can always look in the video description below, and I'll try and copy and paste all of the commands in there in a logical order, so you can follow along. If you've got any other problems, then feel free to join us on our Discord chat. You're more than welcome to. It is completely free to join. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.